Part 1. The folder. It started with a laptop I bought for $30. I was walking through the Maple Street neighborhood, killing time before a dentist appointment, when I spotted a yard sale 2 blocks from the high school. Nothing special. Mismatched mugs, some battered DVDs, a few old tools, and a cardboard box with cables and electronics dumped together like e-waste. The laptop was at the bottom. Dusty. A few scratches. Screen looked intact. MacBook Pro. Maybe 2015 or 2016. Not ancient, not new. I held it up. "Does this work?" I asked. The woman running the table shrugged. Mid-40s, sunburned neck, tired eyes. "Found it in the garage. My ex's, I think. No charger, no clue if it boots." She glanced at a sticker near the trackpad, faded. "You want it? $20. I looked at it again. Something about it felt heavy. Not in weight, in presence, like it had stories in it. I offered $30 if she could throw in a box of cables. She agreed. Back home, I dug through my junk drawer and found a compatible charger from an old work laptop. Plugged it in. The charging light blinked red, then green. It turned on. No password prompt. Just a plain desktop wallpaper, mountains, no folders. Just one icon in the center. Do not delete. I opened it. Inside, a single folder, locked, named Liam. That's my name. At first, I thought it was a coincidence. Maybe the previous owner had a son named Liam. Maybe it was a code name. But then I opened the system info. User account, Liam_Marlowe. Same spelling, same last name, same everything. My full name is Liam Marlowe. I wasn't signed in. It had auto-booted to a guest mode. But that folder had the same name as me, down to the middle initial. And it was password protected. I tried my usual passwords, nothing. Birthday? No. Social security number? No. Random guesses? No. Then I tried something dumb. I don't remember. It opened. Inside were 6 files. Checks out. Video1.mp4. Photoset.zip. Countdown.exe. Message from you.txt. I stared at the folder for 10 minutes. Didn't open anything. Just stared. Because something in my gut, not fear, not curiosity, something like recognition, had begun to throb. Like I'd seen these files before. Like I'd named them myself. A sample. 2019, 11/14. They think I'm 24. I'm not. I don't even know how old I am anymore. 2020, 103. Found the alley again. Same cracks in the wall. 2020, 05:30. I watched the train pass, and the girl was still there. Still not blinking. 2021, 9:08. It looped again. I think this might be attempt number 4. 2021, 10:12. Told myself not to open the laptop. Failed. 2021, 10:13. Hello, Liam. I closed the file. Tried to laugh. Didn't work. My name isn't common. The entries felt like journal fragments, someone losing touch, or playing a game, or sending a message. To me. Next, I opened MSG from uText. It was short. If you're reading this, that means the reset failed again. You don't have long, 89 days from boot. Don't trust the clocks. Don't trust the mirrors. Do not talk to Mallory before the 30th. You'll want to. You'll remember her. It's a trap. Find the door. It's always the same door. You. P.S. You have one play of the video. Don't waste it. I froze. Mallory. That name. It hit like a migraine. Sharp. Blinding. I didn't know a Mallory, did I? I sat back, heart racing, staring at the screen. The countdown app launched itself. A black screen with red numbers. 890000. Days, hours, minutes, seconds. Counting down. I closed it, tried to delete it. Wouldn't let me. I clicked on the video. The file name was Video 01 MP4. Before it played, a pop-up appeared. You have one chance to view this file. Proceed? I hesitated, then clicked yes. The screen flickered. The video played. Grainy, handheld footage. A room, my room, but not exactly mine. Posters I didn't recognize. A different rug. But my bed, my desk, my books. Then the camera turned toward a mirror, and I saw myself. Older, mid-30s maybe. Eyes darker. Tired. Looking into the lens. He said, "It's you or me, depending on how you look at it. You've done this 5 times, maybe more. You forget. It resets. We start over. But this time, we have a chance. Mallory's alive, for now. But they're watching. You'll know them by the eyes." He held up a drawing. A door. Red frame. No handle. "Find this. You've seen it. You just forgot." He leaned in close, too close, eyes intense. "They'll tell you this is a story. But it's not. It's a recording. And you're already in it." The screen went black. Video gone. Permanently deleted. I slammed the lid shut. Went outside. Walked for hours. Tried to clear my head. Tried to disbelieve. But when I came back, there was a post-it note on my front door. 3 words, written in black ink. "Welcome back, Liam. To be continued in Part 2. Part 2, Mallory." The post-it stuck to my front door didn't make sense. Black marker, 3 words, "Welcome back, Liam." No one knew I bought the laptop. I hadn't posted about it, hadn't told anyone. Hadn't even texted Paul, my best friend, who usually knew every detail of my life. There were no cameras outside the door. No neighbors outside. Just a breeze and silence. I checked the mailbox. Empty. Checked my phone. Dead. Weird. I'd charged it that morning. Plugged it in again. Battery 87%. It wasn't dead. It had just gone dark. Back inside, the laptop was still open. Desktop unchanged. No new files. Just the countdown ticking down. 88, 14, 19, 52. I clicked on the image file. Key.png. It was a photo of a hand-drawn sketch. A street corner I didn't recognize. Graffiti on the wall behind it said, "Doors still red." There was a circle drawn around a shadow near the sidewalk. It looked like a door, half hidden. No context, no address. But there, in the bottom corner of the photo, was a street sign, Lexington Ave. I live in Seattle. There are 3 Lexington Avenues in Washington state. I mapped all 3. Only one had a bus stop in the exact position as the photo. 1 hour away. I went. It was real. The graffiti, the cracked pavement, even the shadowed outline of a doorway with no handle. But up close, it was wrong. Painted brick, no seams, no hinges, like someone had drawn the idea of a door. I touched it. Cold, stone, nothing happened. I turned around, and that's when I saw her. She stood across the street, dark coat, red scarf, black hair, watching me. She didn't move, didn't blink. Then slowly, she raised one hand and waved. Not casual, familiar, like she'd done it before. Like I should have waved back. I didn't. I just stared. Then I blinked, and she was gone. Back home, I checked the laptop again. A new file had appeared in the folder. MalloryContact.txt. I opened it. One line. Mallory contact +1 206 5799. The number blurred itself as I read it. Literally, the text pixelated and glitched, like it didn't want to be copied. I grabbed my phone and dialed immediately. 3 rings. Then, "Hey," a woman's voice, calm, clear. "I was wondering when you'd call." "Who is this?" "I'm Mallory." Or, I was. Silence. I didn't speak. She continued, "You shouldn't be talking to me yet. It's not safe. The file told you not to, right?" I swallowed hard. "Yes." "Then hang up, Liam. You have to remember first. We don't have much time left." I started to respond, but the call dropped. Phone restarted on its own. The screen flickered. For a moment, instead of the Apple logo, it showed the same countdown as the laptop. 88-12-33. I plugged the phone into my laptop, tried syncing it. The folder opened. Another file appeared, audio file, recording 6.mp3. I clicked play. It was me, my voice, talking to Mallory. Same voice as the call. "You're not safe," I said. "They know I'm trying to loop again. If I disappear, check the mirror. You know which one. Don't trust anything after the 90th day, especially me." Mallory whispered, "But if you disappear, who records the next loop?" Silence. Then my voice. "That's the part I haven't figured out yet." The audio cut out. I closed everything, turned off the lights, sat in the dark, and just listened. To the silence, to the hum of the laptop, to the ticking clock. Wondering if this was still my life, or just the recording of one. To be continued in Part 3. Part 3, The Mirror, wasn't special. At least it hadn't been. Just a tall, cheap one leaning against my bedroom wall, cracked in the corner, warped at the edges. I'd had it since college, but that night, after Mallory's voice said, "Check the mirror, you know which one," I couldn't stop staring at it. Something about the way it caught light, the way it didn't reflect the laptop screen just right, the way I thought I saw movement behind me when I didn't move. I stood in front of it and whispered, "What am I supposed to see?" Nothing. But then the room flickered. Not the mirror, the room. Just for a split second, everything inverted. The walls flipped colors, the posters reversed. My bed was on the wrong side, and my reflection blinked. But I hadn't. I stepped back. The lights buzzed, then dimmed. The laptop chimed. A new folder appeared. Mirror cam feed. Inside, a single video file. No timestamp, just titled 0314 unedited. I hit play. Grainy footage, static hum. It was my room, from a high angle, as if the camera were embedded in the ceiling corner. I was asleep in bed. Time on the digital clock. 3:13:52. Then 3:14. A flicker. The mirror shimmered, and she stepped out. Mallory. Same red scarf, same tired eyes. She walked toward the bed, knelt beside me, whispered something I couldn't hear, then looked directly at the ceiling camera, straight into the lens, into me, and mouthed, "He's not awake yet." Then the feed cut. I checked the timestamp again. 3:14. That time again. Always that time. The countdown app still ran in the background. 87:21:13:07. I tried Googling Mirror 314, temporal reflections, consciousness loops. Mostly garbage, forum posts, fake creepypasta. Until I found one result that stood out. A blog post from 2017, archived, author unknown. Title, The Mirror Loop, version 6. It started with this. They always think it starts with the folder. It doesn't. The folder is the backup. The mirror is the camera. The time is always 3:14 because it never makes it to 3:15. If you've seen her, it's already too late. If she's seen you, you're the backup now. I sat in silence, let the laptop go to sleep. Didn't shut it down, just closed the lid. At 3:13 a.m., I stood in front of the mirror again, staring, waiting. I set a camera on my dresser, pointed it at the glass, hit record. At exactly 3:14, nothing happened. No flicker, no shimmer, no Mallory, just me. Then my reflection smiled, but I didn't. I backed away. Camera still recording. Then my phone buzzed. A new text. No number. Just, "We told you not to trust reflections." Then, "Next reset is your last. Don't waste it." I pulled the laptop open. The countdown hit 87:87, and the folder renamed itself. Now it said Liam V7, version 7, to be continued in part 4. Part 4, version control. The folder renamed itself to Liam V7, 7, version 7. I didn't remember version 6 ending. Didn't remember version 1 beginning. But if the system was keeping track, it meant something had restarted. Or something had failed. Maybe both. I clicked the folder. Everything inside was still there. But now the file logbook.txt had been updated. New entries appeared. With today's date, 2024-07-14. Restart confirmed. Memory integrity at 61%. 2024-07-14. Mirror interaction incomplete. Subject hesitated. 2024-07-14. Version 7 initiated. Critical path available. 2024-07-14. Mallory active. Host unconscious. That last line chilled me. Host unconscious. Did that mean me? Or someone else? I searched the entire laptop. No logs from system boot. No login trace. No software ID. Just that folder. Just those files. All self-contained. Like the rest of the OS was an illusion created just to house this sequence. A frame. A reel. Like film. I tried opening photoset.zip. Inside, 15 photos. Most black and white. All time-stamped. All slightly warped. Like analog scans. Most of them were of me. Sleeping. At different ages. Childhood. College dorm. My first apartment. All the same angle. Same distance. As if someone stood exactly 3 feet from my bed for decades. But one photo was different. It showed me sitting at my current desk, in the same clothes I was wearing right now. The timestamp said 2024-07-14, 3:14 a.m., same day. Time hadn't come yet. I zoomed in. My eyes were closed in the image, but my reflection in the monitor screen was open-eyed, staring, smiling, and someone stood behind me. Red scarf. Blurry face. Mallory. I slammed the laptop shut, turned it over, tried to unscrew the back panel, hoped I could yank the drive, destroy the contents. But there were no screws, just a solid metal back. No ports, except power. No serial number. I flipped it again. The Apple logo wasn't there. Not scratched off. It had never been. Just a blank silver lid. I booted it again. New pop-up on startup. Do not look away during sync. The screen blinked. A new window opened. Title bar. Mirror sync in progress. A live video feed appeared of me from behind. Like a webcam was mounted over my shoulder, filming me from the room's corner. Except there was no webcam, and I was alone. But the video showed someone standing behind me. Tall, shadowed, holding something. Frame stuttered, then froze. Message appeared. Version 6 corrupted. Version 7 begins now. Syncing memory. You have 3 days to finish the loop. Then the feed vanished. A new folder appeared on the desktop. Instructions set. I opened it. One file, map.pdf. It was a blueprint. Old, faded, labeled Drake Storage Facility, Level B3, somewhere outside of Tacoma. The file description said, physical backup of Mallory stored here. Restore original if loop fails. Entry point, south access tunnel behind room 213. Do not bring any reflections. I stared at that last line for a long time. Do not bring any reflections. How do you bring a reflection? Unless the reflection's not in the mirror. Unless the reflection is the part of you that remembers everything. The part that doesn't reset. The part that's already watching. The countdown ticked. 86, 11, 43, 20. Message appeared across the center of the screen. This is your final writable version. The next one will be read only. To be continued in Part 5. Part 5, the facility. The blueprint haunted me. It was labeled Drake Storage Facility, Level B3, with hand-drawn notes in the margins. Someone had circled a room marked 213 and scribbled, Memory Anchor Access. Entry only before 314. After that, you're a recording. That phrase again, a recording. Not a person, not a life, just footage. I searched the address, found it, sort of. An abandoned military storage site southeast of Tacoma, officially closed since 2006. No news stories. No maps. Just a single drone photo on a conspiracy forum. Cracked cement walls, fencing, rows of sealed doors, half sunken into moss and weeds. No signage, no windows. I stared at the photo for 20 minutes before I noticed something in the bottom corner. A faint smudge, then a shape, a mirror, standing freely in the weeds, reflecting nothing. I packed a backpack with a flashlight, a phone charger, a disposable camera, and the laptop. Got in the car, didn't tell anyone. Didn't know who to tell. Didn't even know if I believed this was real anymore. But the folder said I had 3 days to finish the loop. And if I didn't, I wouldn't get to write the next version. I arrived just before midnight. A dirt road curved around the tree line and spilled into a crumbling lot. Chain link fencing. No gate. A rusted sign tilted in the grass. Drake facility restricted. The place smelled like cold concrete and mold. The kind of silence that eats your footsteps. I walked slowly, flashlight low, counted the doors as I passed. No numbers, just peeling paint and welded handles. Until I found one that wasn't sealed. Room 213. Faint stencil, almost erased. I pushed, it creaked, opened. Stale air poured out. Inside, a narrow stairwell, descending into darkness. I stepped in, closed the door behind me. The steps went down farther than they should have. At least 4 stories. No lights, no sound. Only when I reached the bottom did I hear it. A faint hum. Like machinery behind the walls, a corridor stretched left and right, steel panels, concrete floor, and in the center of the corridor, a mirror, standing perfectly upright, no frame, no backing, just glass, and in it, me. But something was off. My reflection was wearing a different jacket, eyes wider, expression blank. As I stared, the lights flickered, and my reflection moved half a second before I did. Then it smiled and whispered, "Don't forget the backup." I turned away. Found a steel door ahead marked B3 Memory Anchor Room, just like the blueprint. Inside, it looked like a film archive. Dozens of canisters on shelves, labeled with dates, formats, 8mm, VHS, digital cartridges. Every box tagged with initials. LM, Liam Marlowe. Mine. I pulled one down, dated 4 years ago. Opened it. Inside, a USB drive and a photo of Mallory, smiling, wearing the red scarf, standing on a bridge I'd never seen. On the back of the photo, handwriting, mine. If you forget her again, you fail. Version 4 lost her. Version 5 tried to replicate her. Version 6 created the echo. This is 7. Do it right. I took the drive, plugged it into the laptop. It opened automatically. A folder titled /Mallory Original. Inside, photos, audio clips, journal scans, memories. All perfect, all real, and a message file. She's the key. You always lose her. You always choose the system over the person. This time, don't. Your memories aren't corrupted. They're edited, and you're the editor. I shut the lid. Heart pounding, I backed out of the room. The mirror still stood in the hall. Now my reflection was gone. Just a blank hallway in the glass. Empty, except for a shadow standing where I used to be. It waved, then pointed down the hallway, behind me. I turned and saw a second door, unlabeled, cracked open. Inside, another screen glowed, and a chair, waiting, as if for me, to be continued in Part 6. Part 6. The editor. The second room felt colder, not physically, conceptually. The walls were matte black, no seams, no sound. In the center, a single chair facing a curved screen, and on that screen, a paused video. I stepped forward, recognized the footage immediately. It was me, sitting at my desk, 2 weeks ago, eating cereal, watching YouTube, phone face down, completely normal, except I never had a camera facing that angle, never recorded myself from above, never even owned a webcam, and still, there it was. Date stamp in the corner, 2024-07-02. Time, 3:14 a.m. I sat, the screen unpaused, the footage played. I watched myself lean back, yawn, stare at the mirror. My reflection blinked, a half-second delayed. I reached for my phone, paused, then slowly turned toward the closet. And that's when I saw it. Something moved in the shadows, just for a frame. A person? No, a reflection, but facing the wrong way. Its head tilted forward. Its eyes flicked toward the camera. Then recording begins. The screen blinked. A new interface appeared. Timeline, clips, overlays, like editing software. And in the top right corner, Liam V7, current loop, 84, 12, 34, 11 remaining. A prompt below it. Edit or observe? I hovered over edit. Clicked. A new menu appeared. Mallory initial encounter. Mirror event version 4. Train station echo. Loop restart. V5. A memory fragment. Closet. Current thread. The last one was pulsing. I clicked it. A video opened. Me. Today. Walking into the facility. Down the stairwell. Exactly as I'd just done. Footstep for footstep. Camera angles shifted. POV floated. Like a drone was following. I paused the playback. There I was. Hand on the door to the memory anchor room. But in the corner of the frame, a red scarf. Mallory. Watching from the shadows. I tried scrubbing back. Couldn't. A message appeared. Live thread. No rewind. To change the story, overwrite yourself. Then the screen blinked, glitched, and a new overlay appeared. It displayed my own face, live camera recording from the chair. A prompt, replace active loop with current user. Warning, this action is permanent. I hesitated, then remembered the note. You're the editor, but you always choose the system over the person. Mallory. I opened her file again, the Mallory original folder. Inside was a subfolder I hadn't seen before. Messages to future you, / It contained one audio file. You chose wrong before .wave. I played it. Her voice. Soft. Tired. You always pick the recording, Liam. You always try to fix the memory. But I'm not a memory. I was never just footage. I was there. I am still here. But you have to choose me, not the edit, not the loop. Just me. The editing interface pulsed again. Final prompt. Overwrite system with Mallory fragment. This will end all prior versions. Proceed? I clicked yes. The screen glowed white. The laptop buzzed. All footage began deleting. Reels vanished. The countdown froze. 23-2300. Then disappeared. A final message flashed. Loop terminated. Memory restored. Find her. I opened my eyes. Still in the chair. Still in the room. But the laptop was gone. The mirror outside the hallway now reflected sunlight. And when I stepped out of the facility, the air felt real. Not processed, not paused, real. My phone buzzed. One new message. From an unsaved number. No words, just a photo. Me and Mallory, standing on a bridge, smiling. I looked at the metadata. Photo taken tomorrow. Part 7. The bridge. I didn't remember the bridge. Didn't remember the clothes I was wearing in the photo. Didn't remember Mallory's hand in mine. Or the way her head tilted toward my shoulder. But the photo was dated, tomorrow, 6:41 p.m., and I was smiling in it, like I knew something had worked. Or maybe I'd finally stopped forgetting. I left the Drake facility at dawn. The air tasted different, lighter, sharper. Every sound, birds, passing cars, even my own footsteps, felt slightly too crisp, like the world had been re-rendered overnight. I checked the countdown. Gone. The laptop, gone. In my backpack, only the disposable camera, some wires, and the old folded blueprint. No laptop, no files, no folder named after me. But my phone still had the photo, and that meant I had a direction. I spent most of the day searching, opened Google Maps, checked local bridges around the Seattle area. Most of them were familiar. Too modern, too traffic heavy. Then I saw one tagged in a local photo blog, a footbridge outside Greenwater, Washington. Small, wooden, crosses a stream in the middle of a state forest. Nothing special, except in one tourist's photo from 2 years ago, I saw something in the background, a blur of red, Mallory's scarf. I drove there before sunset, parked just off a dirt road, walked the trail, found the bridge. Exactly like the photo. Same railings, same split in the wood near the center, same tree line. I waited. 6:41 p.m. came. No one. 6:45, 6:50. I was about to leave. Then I heard the footsteps behind me. Slow, measured, familiar. I turned. She stood there, Mallory, wearing the same coat, same scarf. No fear in her face, just recognition. Like this wasn't the first time for her, only for me. She stepped onto the bridge. No words, just came close and placed something in my hand. A flash drive. Old, scratched, no label. Then she said, "This version held. You're not a loop anymore, Liam. You're the last editor, and they won't like that." I started to speak. She shook her head. "No time," she whispered. "Just listen. When the mirror blinks again, don't flinch. Don't look away. That's the cut." Then the sky darkened. Not naturally. Like someone had dimmed the light manually. The air shifted, and I saw it. The shimmer in the air behind her. Like heat distortion. Like someone editing reality in real time. Mallory turned, walked through it. Gone. No portal. No noise. Just gone. I looked down at the flash drive. Carved into the metal. Liam, final. In the back home, I plugged it into a clean laptop. No files, just one video, titled Exit Reel Move. I clicked play. The screen flickered. Then showed footage of the bridge, empty, then filled with light, then black, then words. "You are now outside the system. You are not versioned. You are not observed. But they will still come. Mallory bought you 72 hours. After that, the footage begins again, without you. Unless you make your own cut." The video ended, and my reflection in the screen didn't match my face anymore. It was still smiling, while I was not. To be continued in Part 8. Part 8. The cut. The reflection kept smiling. I leaned in, looked closer. It was me. Same face, same clothes, but there was something off. My reflection wasn't breathing. It blinked, but never exhaled. Its chest didn't rise, just hung there, frozen mid-loop. Then it tilted its head and mouthed 2 words. "Playback." I grabbed the flash drive again, reopened the file. Still just one video, exit reel MOV. I played it again. This time, I paused on every frame, slowed it down, analyzed every flicker. And there, 23 seconds in, I found something, a single frame with a QR code, too fast to see unless you knew to look. I scanned it. It opened a hidden page, white background, black text. You've exited 7 versions, but you're still in the editor. You were never the protagonist. You were the one rendering the story. Now you choose the cut. Below the message, 3 buttons. Delete all, render new loop, export to reality. I hovered over delete all. A prompt popped up. This will erase all instances of Mallory. Are you sure? No. I clicked cancel. I hovered over render new loop. New prompt. You will forget everything. Memory will revert. This version will become inaccessible. Again, no. I clicked export to reality. This time, no prompt, just a line. A new thread begins. You will remember, but they will remember you too. The screen flickered. My phone buzzed. A new notification. Mallory, shared location with you. I opened it. Pin dropped. A train station outside Spokane. Timestamp, tomorrow, 3:14 a.m. Of course, I got in the car that night. Drove 8 hours across the state. No music, no stops. Just headlights and asphalt and questions. I arrived at the station at 2:50 a.m. Empty lot. No trains running. No staff. Just flickering overhead lights and cold metal benches. And one mirror, freestanding, leaning against the far wall. Same as always. Frame thin, glass still. I walked toward it, watched my reflection grow, closer, brighter, sharper. Then, at 3:14, the reflection moved first. It stepped forward, out, and handed me a camera. Old, VHS, still warm. Then it whispered, "Start recording," and disappeared. I turned. Mallory stood across the platform, smiling, wearing a new coat, holding a notebook. She waved. I raised the camera, pressed record, and for the first time in 8 versions, the footage was mine. Not a copy, not a playback. Mine. Back home, the laptop was waiting on my desk. Powered off. No logo. I opened it. A new folder sat on the desktop. Liam Reel 001. Inside, a single document. 4 words. You made the cut. End of story. Part 8. The cut. The reflection kept smiling. I leaned in. Looked closer. It was me. Same face, same clothes, but there was something off. My reflection wasn't breathing. It blinked, but never exhaled. Its chest didn't rise, just hung there, frozen mid-loop. Then it tilted its head and mouthed 2 words, playback. I grabbed the flash drive again, reopened the file. Still just one video, exit reel.move. I played it again. This time I paused on every frame, slowed it down, analyzed every flicker. And there, 23 seconds in, I found something. A single frame with a QR code, too fast to see unless you knew to look. I scanned it. It opened a hidden page, white background, black text. You've exited 7 versions. But you're still in the editor. You were never the protagonist. You were the one rendering the story. Now you choose the cut. Below the message, 3 buttons. Delete all, render new loop, export to reality. I hovered over delete all. A prompt popped up. This will erase all instances of Mallory. Are you sure? No. I clicked cancel. I hovered over render new loop. New prompt. You will forget everything. Memory will revert. This version will become inaccessible. Again, no. I clicked export to reality. This time, no prompt. Just a line. A new thread begins. You will remember, but they will remember you too. The screen flickered. My phone buzzed. A new notification. Mallory shared location with you. I opened it. Pin dropped. A train station outside Spokane. Timestamp. Tomorrow, 3:14 a.m. Of course. I got in the car that night. Drove 8 hours across the state. No music. No stops. Just headlights and asphalt and questions. I arrived at the station at 2:50 a.m. Empty lot. No trains running. No staff. Just flickering overhead lights and cold metal benches. And one mirror, freestanding, leaning against the far wall. Same as always, frame thin, glass still. I walked toward it, watched my reflection grow, closer, brighter, sharper. Then, at 3:14, the reflection moved first. It stepped forward, out, and handed me a camera. Old VHS, still warm. Then it whispered, "Start recording," and disappeared. I turned. Mallory stood across the platform, smiling, wearing a new coat, holding a notebook. She waved. I raised the camera, pressed record, and for the first time in 8 versions, the footage was mine. Not a copy, not a playback. Mine. Back home, the laptop was waiting on my desk, powered off, no logo. I opened it. A new folder sat on the desktop, Liam Reel 001. Inside, a single document, 4 words. You made the cut. End of story.